And let's see.
Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to the Bme Life. So this is our weekly Q&A. We're trying to host not only a Q&A, a live YouTube Q&A, aka we're trying to get some watch time. So make sure to stay watching. Um so it's Friday. Yay. That's the first thing on my notes. While we wait for people to join, I just want to say that it's awesome that it's Friday. Fridays always feel awesome, but I think there's lots of different kinds of Fridays. Like sometimes they feel very nice and exciting and like party vibes or like doing something fun vibes. And then some other Fridays just feel very chill and you just don't want to do anything. um, Hi, Alexa. Thank you for joining. But yeah, it's awesome to be Friday. By the way, Alexa, I know why you're here. You're here for our secret surprise in the end of this video. So at the end of this live, we have a surprise for you guys that we put together kind of last minute, but I hope it's fun and I hope that I really want to keep doing it and just make it fun for everyone. But yeah, so it's Friday, and let us know what you guys have planned this weekend. Tomorrow, we're actually going to be part of a surprise proposal. So it's the first time that I'm actually going to be present at a proposal. So it's pretty fun and exciting. But yeah, that's what we're doing tomorrow. But, anyways, I also wanted to talk about the podcast that we're going to be having tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to have a we're going to have Sahid, who is a biomedical engineer from Medtronic. And he's been working there for a year at least. If you guys don't know, Medtronic is the number one medical device company. So the fact that he's there and he just graduated like a year or so ago, it's amazing. So we all really need to learn from him and see how he was able to do that and go into the biggest medical device company so quickly in his career. But meanwhile, I also wanted to talk about Medtronic and what they do. I think it's really cool because when you really start digging into the history and background of big medical device companies like Medtronic and J&J, it's really cool because most of these companies really started from like a little seed. It wasn't like anyone that was out of the ordinary. It was just someone who had an idea and they really just thought of a very innovative idea. So the history of Medtronic is that, well, I actually don't remember names right now or dates, but I know that it was basically and I just realized we haven't done a company spotlight on Medtronic, but I've been wanting to do it because I really like the story. But basically, it was a doctor who there was a cardiologist, and back then, pacemakers were they had to be connected to an outlet for them to be able to function. And one day back in those times, I forgot exactly when it was. I think it was like the 50s or 30s, but there was like a power outage in the whole city, and there was a boy that had a pacemaker on, and because of the power outage, his pacemaker couldn't keep working, and the boy actually died. So because of that, that really triggered, either the cardiologist, I think it was the cardiologist, to really realize that there was a big need to have a battery powered or some other kind of internally powered device that didn't really need like an external source of power. So that's really what started the whole idea of Medtronic. And then there was the main founder who was he would dedicate his life to fixing medical devices. Um, so that's what he would do. But eventually, he just started creating his own medical devices, and it started with the internally powered pacemaker. So Medtronic was the first company to actually put out an internally powered pacemaker. And now, they're the biggest medical device company. So that's really cool that they were able to get there. Um, yes, but thank you all for being here. If there's anyone other than my sister, and please ask your questions because that's what this live is for. If not, Alexa, tell me something so I can keep on the conversation. Adrian, is there anyone
Sorry, I don't
joining
know
or
that,
no?
but I do have a skill
Yeah.
one.
Yeah?
It's called
Okay.
Opinion
Oh,
Generator.
Matthew, hi. Nice to have you here. Second year BME. That's awesome. Where do you study? I don't think we've seen you around before, so thank you so much for joining. It really means a lot that you're here. If you didn't hear this before, we will be having a little surprise at the end of this live. And if we don't really get questions, this live won't really last that long. But we just wanted to come in here and really just be open to people, asking any questions if they have any. It's just kind of really like office hours. So we're kind of just chilling here, waiting for questions.
We have a question from Instagram.
We do have a question from Instagram. What is the question? Do you want to display it or tell it to me?
Yeah.
How can I get into a research lab? That is a great question. Before I answer it, hey Andrew, hey Daryl, senior interested in BME. That's awesome, Andrew. BME is a great career. I'll make sure to get more into that right now. Matthew studies in San Jose State University. Awesome. My grandpa actually lives in San Jose, so that's pretty cool. Wait, Matthew, that's where I want to go. Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome that that's really cool. This is what this is for, guys. We're trying to create a community where I'll try to help you as much as I can, but if you can find other people that can help you even more, that's better. Um, but okay, the question was, how can I get into a research lab? And I know that we have people from several like education levels here, but just to try to bring everyone up to speed, a big part of the biomedical engineering degree really is doing research. And it really is a big thing, even if you don't want to go into research, doing research is very helpful because it's really easy to do while you're in college because it's just on campus and you get to collaborate with professors and graduate students. So it's a really good thing to do, regardless if you want to do research or not. I personally did it because I wasn't sure if I wanted to follow the research path for academia or industry. So I tried out research, but to not get off topic too much, how do you get into a research lab? I personally literally just emailed a professor that honestly the main thing is that they look approachable. Not to say that you shouldn't message professors that don't look approachable, because even if you feel intimidated, they're really there to help you. So really just look at your school's website and see if there's any research that you're really, really interested in. Usually, schools have a lot of different topics of research. So, seeing your school, what's there, it doesn't have to be in the BME department. You also can go to other departments like mechanical engineering labs will also do like medical focus projects and things like that. Also, you can go to like chemical department or the biology department, just things like that. So don't think that you can only go to the biomedical engineering department, because you can also do research in other departments. But yeah, uh, yeah, I would say just, go to someone that you're interested in, present yourself, introduce yourself, and then really just tell them that you're interested and that you want to do research, and it would be great. So Matthew said most research PIs look for commitment. From what I've experienced, they mostly want students that will stick around for more than 1 year. Yeah, that's definitely true. Like, they start investing in you, and they want, yes, commitment, because I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, I want to get into research just because everyone's getting into research, or just because you need experience. And that's a valuable, or not a valuable, but a valid reason. But you really should go into research if you're interested in doing research, and if you have the time and you're willing to make the time to, you know, invest in that, because they're definitely investing space in you, because they could choose someone else, but they're choosing you. But yes, just, be very open to the professor, be very honest, just tell them that you're interested, and maybe have an idea of what you want to do. Just do your research about their research, just so you can look, um, like you're taking your time to really study what they're doing, and that you're really interested in, and you'll probably make it. Other thing that I want to say is that I actually got into a research lab through a scholarship. So that's also something that you should look into, because a lot of times research positions can be paid or unpaid, really depending on the lab and what kind of resources they have. um, but a way that you can, be sure that they're going to pay you is by getting a research experience through a scholarship. So my school actually offered, like, a research for undergrads scholarship that you just applied to, and you had to get a mentor. So then I went to my potential PI, and I just said, hey, there's the scholarship. I want to do research. Can I do it? And then we just worked together, and it worked out. So yeah, and I really enjoyed it, but I ended up doing research for really just a year, because then I got an internship with industry. And at one point I was doing both research and internship, so it was kind of too much to handle, other than also having to do the BME degree. So I just decided to go to industry, because that's something that I guess I was more interested in, and also paid me. So yeah. Okay, Sofia Cabello. Hey, which are your main responsibilities as a biomedical engineer? Sofia, thank you for joining our live. I know you messaged us on Instagram, but thank you for your patience and for coming here to ask your questions. My main responsibilities as a biomedical engineer. That's a very, I would say, broad question, and I'd like to kind of like focus it a little bit more, because a lot of times, yes, biomedical engineer will be a title, but actually, a lot of times, biomedical engineer is not really the title that you'll end up having when you graduate. So, for example, my title is product development engineer, and that's still a pretty broad title, because in bigger companies, you'll have titles like R&D engineer, or quality engineer, or manufacturing engineer. So just to give a little more context, my title is product development engineer, and my main responsibilities, if you haven't been around in the channel for a while now, you might not know that I work at a startup. So being in a startup, my main responsibility really is to be very flexible, to be able to work however is needed. So, for example, some weeks we will do a lot of testing, because right now we're in the verification and validation phase of our device that we're trying to get approval for. So it's really just, verification and validation testing of the device, writing protocols for testing, writing assembly procedures, writing reports, more testing, writing the 510K application, following SOPs, which are standard operating positions. Some days we've actually had meetings with the clinical advisory board, so we meet with surgeons, and we've done validation testing, which is you give the device to the user and ask if it meets their needs and things like that. But yeah, my responsibilities at my current job really depend on what needs to get done at the moment, because it is a startup and we are growing slowly, but we're getting there. But I hope that answers your question. And I know you had 10 questions, so let me know the other ones.
One second.
Yes.
Daryl asked, so what are some future plans?
Yo. Okay, Daryl asks, what are some future plans you'll have for the Bme life? Um, Honestly, as of right now, we're really just playing by ear, trying to grow it, trying to grow this network. And eventually, we do want to.
Website?
Huh? Oh, yeah, for one, we do have, or are currently working on a website that I think we say this every time we have a live or something, but we are working on a website that we really want to be, we want it to be like the hotspot for biomedical engineering resources, like scholarships, internship positions, job positions, things like that. But the website will also be a place where you can find frequently asked questions. We're also trying to grow our Facebook group and things like that. I know, Daryl, you're part of our Facebook group. If everyone else is not, right now there's not really much engagement in our group, to be completely honest. But we do want that group to be a place where someone interested in biomedical engineering or doing biomedical engineering can go and ask their questions, and like it doesn't have to be just me answering. And not that I mind answering questions, it's just that I only have my experience. There's so many things that I haven't experienced, and I know that if we have a community of biomedical engineers, we have so many different experiences that people can ask something specific and someone else might be able to know that. So if someone is thinking of going for a PhD MD program, or for example right now that someone is like, oh well, I'm thinking of going to San Jose State University, it's like, oh, I don't know how the program is there because I don't know. But then we have, was it Andrew or Matthew? No, Matthew, that is there. So that's what we want to create in our group. A network of biomedical engineers, and really right now, we're students or young professionals, but in the future, um, we're all we're all going to be professionals, and we're all going to be um, what's it called? Not colleagues, but like I guess just like connections, like in the future, if it's like, hey, I'm looking for a job in California. Matthew, do you know of any open positions in San Jose? Like just things like that. Like I think in the future, it would be really cool if we can make the BME Life just a network of biomedical engineers. And I don't know, I mean, like the sky's the limit. Like it can grow as you let it, as you push it to grow. In the future, we could even hold conferences and things like that, just have guests. Like tomorrow, if you guys don't know already, we're having Sahid, a biomedical engineer from Medtronic, here live in our channel. So make sure to join us so you can learn about how he got into Medtronic. And he's also done internships with Zimmer Biomet and, oh, what was the other one? Abbott. So they're both like big medical device companies. And it's just really always good to listen to other people's experience. Sis. And yes, Daryl, I guess like a LinkedIn in BME or for BME. Yeah, but other than that, really just keep educating people about BME. We would like to start doing some sort of counseling in the near future, maybe provide services for like one-on-one counseling. If anyone's interested, please let us know, because that is something that we're thinking of. We're also thinking of ways to collaborate with uh, students or create competitions and things like that. So, these are all thoughts that are always flying in our mind, but we really need to bring them down and put them into work. So, yeah. Okay. Andrew asks, don't know if you guys can answer this, but I want to work with bionics. Would double majoring in BME and mechanical be the way to go? Um, bionics. So, I guess for bionics, do you mean mostly like prosthetics? And I don't know if it was you, but we actually got a similar question recently that was like, should I double major in mechanical engineering and biomedical engineering? I honestly don't think there is a need to double major, like, because both majors are very similar. I mean, honestly, I'm not the best person to ask this, but I would say that maybe a better option would be to do mechanical engineering and do a minor in BME. I know some schools offer things like that, like not necessarily a minor in BME, but a minor in something related. I know that's a thing that some schools do. If not, honestly, I think your best bet would be to look at what schools have research areas that focus in bionics. I know I've seen several schools that have labs that focus on, like prosthetics. They have like a lab dedicated to prosthetics. So if you're really interested in that and you know that you want to learn about that, then I would definitely, do my research and see what schools offer that knowledge in prosthetics, because I can tell you that the school that I went to, we didn't really see any bionics at all. And honestly, we lacked a lot in the electronics. So I guess I would just be careful in seeing which schools offer what kind of concentrations. You can definitely just major in BME and maybe do like a minor in electrical engineering, or really just major in BME, and but go to a school that really focuses that bionics concentration. I know there's definitely some out there. I don't know any at the top of my head, but like that is why we really want to put that website together, because that would be something really cool to have there. Like, because I know there's several people interested in bionics and prosthetics, so we could be like, these are the best schools with prosthetics programs and things like that. So yeah. um okay,
Oh,
Andrew.
he asked
Huh?
if that there's a biomedical club.
Oh yes.
If we'll be interested in speaking for it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
tell him to message us.
Yeah, Andrew. We would love to. We've actually, considered. Sorry, I'm like stuttering, but we've been considering to, speak at high schools or other schools to really share about biomedical engineering. Because when I was a high school student, I didn't know anything. I didn't know biomedical engineering existed until my first or second year of college. So I know that we could get so many more people in this field if we shared more about it. So yeah, I think it would be awesome, and that's really cool that your high school offers a biomedical club. Like, that's really cool, and we love to speak. And you can either comment your email, or you can email us. Actually, we have a new email now, Adrian. I don't know if you want to type it so they can see it on the screen, but you can email me at Meri at the Bme Life, Meri at the Bme Life. And yeah, feel free to email me. And I actually had kind of like a one-on-one conversation with a high school student recently. So yeah, I'm happy to help anyone.
I think
And
he's in university though.
no, Andrew is in high school. He's a senior,
Oh,
interested in Bme.
oh,
Yeah, because
sorry.
Okay. Um. Okay. Moving on. But anyway, I hope that answered your question. And to our viewers right now, don't leave because we have a surprise in the end. It'll be fun. But okay, we have a question. Oh my gosh, I can't pronounce that name, and I feel so bad because I also have a name that's very hard to pronounce. So I'm sorry. I know it doesn't feel nice to be told that your name is hard to pronounce, but okay, Remy. Let's just call you Remy. Uh, like, oh, okay,
It's
I'm not
because
gonna
that's
say.
the Ratatouille.
I know, I was the Ratatouille. Okay, whatever. Sorry. I want to change career from cybersecurity to BME. I'm mostly interested in prosthetics and military implementations of BME. Any tips for this path? Honestly, I don't really know what you see in cybersecurity. I mean, you can definitely make the switch, and if you're interested, you definitely should because you should always do something you're interested in. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have any tips on how to switch from one to the other, but I think wherever you are in your cybersecurity, hopefully not too far along. Um, BME, it's a great major. Remy is actually correct. Awesome, Remy. That's great. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, so you can. I mean, are you like super far along in your cybersecurity? Are you barely starting? But regardless, you should definitely make the switch if you're interested. And also, there is a lot of military applications for biomedical engineers. Actually,
Huge.
yeah, it's huge. And there's a what's the company called? It's like a just like veteran affairs. I think it's a government agency that's for veterans, and they hire biomedical engineers. So you can work directly with the military, or indirectly. Actually, at my job, we're working in negative pressure device for orthopedic applications. And last week we had a meeting with a military surgeon to discuss how we could use our device for military applications. So I know it's not prosthetics, but honestly, even outside of prosthetics, the military really needs biomedical engineers. And during your biomedical engineering program, there's also like school organizations and things like that where you can actually work in military related projects. So yeah, I think BME is a great major for what you're looking for. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And I'm sorry that I can't really answer about the cybersecurity because um, I never took cybersecurity or know anyone who did. But yeah. Um, okay, Hamza Mohammed said, "Hi, second year biomedical engineering student. Hi, thank you for joining us." He said, "Any advice for a fresh biomedical engineering student?" Yeah. I want to say that when I first started, I don't know if this is going to be the same for you, but I've heard from a lot of people in my class that we all felt super dumb in the beginning. Like we felt like we didn't know anything, and you look around and you feel like everyone is a genius around you. And the number one lesson that I learned is that we are all struggling, and it's okay to struggle. Like you don't have to know everything. Obviously it's a new field, it's a new world, and so many new things to learn, and it's not easy material. You're trying to combine engineering and medicine, which are like two of the hardest like fields out there. So to be a biomedical engineer, um, really is you have to first accept that you don't know and everything, and be willing to learn a lot, and just be okay with failure in a way. You don't, and I don't mean that in a bad way, like you're not going to fail, you don't have to fail, but it's going to be hard and it's going to require hard work and dedication. But honestly, every semester gets easier. Like I promise you, even though your classes are harder, definitely because you start going up in levels, taking harder classes with harder material, your brain is actually like kind of like exercised to just be able to take in all this like BME information. So yeah, just one, don't get discouraged, put in a lot of hard work, but also don't forget to uh, not only focus in your school. Don't only focus in classes because yes, they're very important and you do have to get good grades and things like that. Um, but sorry, I got distracted because I saw something. But it's also very important to get experience, and experience is really what's going to get you your first job when you graduate. If you're a fresh biomedical engineering student, in your first year, don't worry too much about it. You're still trying to adapt to this new major, to being in university and things like that. But in the second year, middle of your second year, do start to think about how could you gain experience during your undergrad career. And this can be done through joining organizations, through doing research, or to getting internships. And internships are going to be the best way to gain experience, but they're also going to be the hardest to find and get. So yeah, just be aware of that. But honestly, you'll be great. Okay. Um, what's your next question? Is materials engineering a good way to start for aspirants? Um, I think materials engineering is very, very specific, but you can also apply it to different industries. Like you can use materials engineering in aerospace, you can use material engineering in biomedical engineering or medical applications or chemical applications. You can use material engineering in a lot of industries. So, I mean, I'm not sure how to answer that question. I think if you're interested in BME, just go directly into BME. Like, you don't need to do materials. Like, you will see biomaterials as one of your classes for biomedical engineering, but my biomaterials is not the only thing regarding biomedical engineering. In biomedical engineering, you'll see a lot of other different subjects. Okay, next question. After bachelor's in BME, can I go for MD? Definitely, you can go for an MD after your bachelor's, and that's something that a lot of people do. I'm sorry if we have any medical or biology students here, like my sister. I don't know if she's still here. Um, but doing biology for your free medical school track is old school. Like, don't do biology. I mean, I'm just kidding. You can do whatever you want. But biomedical engineering is great from what I've heard. I personally don't want to go to medical school. I mean, I've considered it in the past. I'm not saying that it's bad or anything. Obviously, it's great. I just think it's too much commitment for me. But sorry, I'm being sidetracked. But yes, you can go into medical school after your BME, and I've said this a million times, but people from medical schools love engineering students because an engineering degree teaches you how to think and solve problems. So you can definitely do it. Okay, next question. Do you want to put the next question, Adrian?
Yeah.
I guess whichever. Okay. Oh, the T. Okay. I've read and been told BME is too broad of an engineering. Would you think it's better to major in another engineering with a minor in bioengineering or something bio-related? I actually got this question recently from one of our um, greater supporters here. His name is Ragul. And he asked me, and he's been following us for a while. So I knew that he wasn't coming from like a bad place or anything, but he said, said, hey, do you think I should major in electrical engineering and then just master's in BME or do a minor in BME or something related? And that's honestly like not a bad path to follow. And many people will tell you that that's the better path. But to be honest, it's just up to you and what you're interested in. Like, um, and I told him this. I told him that specialized in. Wait, what happened? Did it disconnect?
No.
I saw like 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I think it does that after either every 30 minutes or
Sorry.
an hour.
I got distracted. But yeah, so I was telling him, if you want to do electrical engineering or mechanical engineering, to have a more in-depth engineering understanding of those kind of systems, mechanical, just know more about mechanical systems. Electrical, if you want to know more about electronics, that's definitely good, and it's definitely going to make you more skilled and more knowledgeable in those areas. And if you do a minor in BME, then you'll know a little bit about the biomedical, not applications, honestly. I would just say you would know more about the biomedical world, and maybe you would get an idea of how you could use electrical or mechanical engineering for that. The advantage of that is, one, that you have really good skills in mechanical engineering. So, for example, like SolidWorks or systems like mechanical systems. Or if you do electrical, then you know a lot about electronics and circuitry and programming, maybe. I don't know. Um, that's one advantage. The second advantage is that you're open to other industries. So if you're not sure that you want to work in the medical applications or something like that, then you're open to other industries like airspace or whatever. Um, but now let me tell you the advantage of doing a biomedical engineering degree. Yes, you're right. It is very broad, and you have to be okay with that before going into BME. The truth is that BME is a multidisciplinary field and an interdisciplinary field. So you'll see a lot of things, and they're all going to connect. And you're going to learn a little bit of everything, but you're not going to specialize in anything unless you choose to do so. I mean, your school can definitely offer a concentration in like imaging, biomaterials, tissue engineering, whatever, and you can concentrate in that. And even if you do like master's or PhD, you can specialize even more. But what I told Ragul and what I'm telling you guys watching now is that the beauty of biomedical engineering is that you're not only thinking as an engineer, which is what you would do if you were mechanical or electrical. You're really thinking about the patients, you're thinking about the doctors, you know how to communicate with all of them. You understand how the body is going to react to a foreign object. If a mechanical engineer is thinking of creating a prosthetic arm or an implant, yes, he will know how the mechanical integrity of it is going to work, how to acquire the electrical signals and things like that. But they're not going to know how the cells are going to react when they encounter a foreign body. They're not going to know how having that implant affects the biomechanics of your body, things like that. So it's really up to you. And I'm sorry this was a long answer, but it's really up to you and what you're interested. If you want to really specialize in being an engineer and building things, then mechanical or electrical will be better for you. And you can always go into the medical or biomedical related industry. But if you're interested in learning about the body and just seeing the body itself as a machine and learning about all the systems and cells and tissues in our body and also engineering, then biomedical engineering is for you. So I hope that answers your question and maybe helps you make a decision. But there's not really a right or wrong answer. But since this is the Bme Live channel, I will say I would go for Bme. No, I'm just kidding. No, really, just do like whatever you want. Like I would see why someone would be, right now I think like, I wish I could build robots or things like that. But I'm not a mechanical engineer. I'm not a robotics engineer. Like, it's okay. And I learned things that they didn't, and they learned things that I didn't. So that's what engineering really is about, and that's the real world, honestly. Um, in the end, when you're working in an industry or in a research lab, you're working with a team with people with many different skills and strengths and weaknesses, and that's what makes a good team. So you choose something that you want to do and you're interested in. Wait, how did you convince professors to let you join their research lab? Honestly, I guess I was kind of lucky because the professor that I started the lab with was actually a new professor in my school. So he actually didn't have any undergrads in his lab. So I was actually one of the first ones. And yeah, so I didn't really need much convincing. I basically just said, hey, and I knew him already because I was in his class. So I just said, hey, I'm interested in doing research. And I saw that you're doing research in tissue engineering. I was wondering if maybe I could join your lab. And it really didn't take any convincing or anything. It was just me talking to him. But I can tell you that I've heard of students that do get rejected by professors just because the professors, they're not very understanding and they think they're up here and that you're down here. So you'll definitely maybe encounter one of those. But honestly, just be honest, just be open and things like that. Alexa, hola estrellita, soy Natalia. Hola Natalia. Gracias. Okay. Um, Andrew cried for SolidWorks. Alexa said biology is cool, don't listen. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I loved biology. But I think if you want to, a lot of people do biology. Not that it's bad or anything. Honestly, it's like the old school thing to do. But if you want to, just look different from other applications, maybe do something else, I think that'll be good. Yes, SolidWorks. I don't even, like, I'm such a beginner in SolidWorks.
I don't know that. But you have biology.
Why is it's because I keep saying my sister's name. Sorry. Okay. Medical robotics versus AI. Which elective have more scope in future? As I am interested in both fields, and I don't know which one I should choose. Oh, and you can't choose both. Honestly, I don't know. That's a tough decision. I haven't really like taken either one of those, but they're very different. And honestly, I think I would personally choose AI because I think there's more room for growth, and there's also more things you can do with AI than you could do with medical robotics. Because we do have robots that I forgot what they're called, but where the surgeon is performing surgery in the US and he's performing surgery on someone in Europe thanks to these medical robots. So it's definitely an amazing technology, but I honestly think that it can only grow so far. Uh, on the other hand, AI, I think there's a lot more things you can do with it. So yeah, but honestly, it's up to your interest. I'm pretty sure AI is more like programming and things like that. So also, consider that. Are you good at programming? Do you have a foundation in programming? If you don't, maybe you should try out the robotics because I don't know. It's really up to you. I would look up more videos, maybe showing both, and just choose one. Like just toss a coin and see which one it is. Okay. Um, Next question. What is the median starting salary? That's a tough question to answer because if you look it up online and really anywhere, it really depends on the location. But Andrew, if you're thinking of going to San Jose State University, then I'm guessing you might be in California. And I can't tell you the median starting salary like that you'll find on the internet, but I know someone that works in San Diego, and their salary with a 1 year of experience is actually, let me just verify, but I think it was 85,000. So yeah, just have an idea of, no, actually, was it 85? I think it was 75.
There's video coming soon.
Yeah. So let me just see this really quick. I'm sorry. I just want to give you the right number. Um, Sorry. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Yes. Okay. His salary is 75,000, and he has 1 year of experience. And the way that I know this is because we're actually sending a survey around the nation or around the US to see the different salaries of people with a biomedical engineering degree that are already working, because we do want to put a video on what kind of salaries you could expect as a BME. Starting out or with different years of experience, it's good to know where you could get and where you're going to start. So yeah, that's definitely something that's coming up. So make sure to stay tuned. But we do want to collect more data to be able to have a very valuable video. But yes, that's a starting salary from someone in San Diego. So I hope that gives you a better idea. I know here in Texas or in San Antonio at least, the starting salary is more around 60,000. So Texas to California. I know California is like more expensive to live in, so there's definitely a difference there. Okay, well, I think that got most of our questions. Okay, no, we have one more. Hi, Gerardo. Thank you for joining, and yeah, everyone who said thank you for being here.
We should take a Kahoot break.
Well, Kahoot will be the ending.
But there's 13 people here.
Okay, fine. So if you guys follow or join from Instagram, you'll know that there's actually a Kahoot waiting for you all. So before we get into answering the rest of the questions, we're going to take a break and play a game. So if you guys know this website already, please go to kahoot.com. I think that's what it is. And open it and put the pin on the screen, and we'll be waiting for you guys to join so we can start the game. I think right now there's not really anyone, and my sisters can help me out to joining and see if it's working. Gerardo, do you want to join? I know Adrian's ghost is there, but yeah, everyone, please join the Kahoot. It'll be a fun game. Meanwhile, I guess I'll just answer the next questions while everyone is joining. Sophia said, do you have BME professional practices? I am a biomedical engineer already. I graduated this May. I don't know, maybe I'm not understanding your question right. I had internship experience while I was an undergrad, but now I do work an actual startup. Okay, we have 3 people join in our Kahoot. We're just gonna wait a little bit more and then we'll start. No need to have 50 people, but yeah, thank you all for joining. Just hang on there. I'll just answer the next question. Is that less than the other engineering majors? Yes. Actually, yeah, a lot of I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, biomedical engineering is not that well paid. But honestly, like, it is well paid. But the thing is that yes, you could be making a lot more money with other engineerings. Like, I mean, I guess I don't know exactly sure, but I know for sure computer engineering pays more because we had a computer engineer major. Hate on BME. Just kidding, but kind of. But yeah, you can definitely make more money with other engineerings. But I think you can also be very successful with biomedical engineering. It just really depends on how far along your career you are, how successful you are, what kind of company you're in, and things like that. What kind of value you added to yourself. Do you have a master's? Do you have a PhD? Do you have certifications? Things like that. Alexa, I'm going to lose. Max, thank you for taking your time. No, thank you for being here and joining us. Okay, so it looks like we have 9 people in the Kahoot. I think that's enough. What do you think, Adrian? Yeah? Okay. Uh, do you guys hear the audio, by the way? I don't think you do, right? I think I turned it off.
Yeah, no.
Do you hear the audio?
No.
No? Is there a way you could share the audio from the game or no? It's okay if you don't. I don't think you need it. Okay. Then let me just lower it so I don't hear myself. But okay. Let's start with the first question. Okay. So, what does biomedical engineering stand for? And remember, guys, you have to look at our screen to be able to answer. I'm sorry, if you're on your phone, I just realized that you might have to log in and out. Okay, there's one answer only. Wait, are people having problems answering? Because there was only one answer. Yeah, it's because I just realized that if you're opening it from your phone and you're seeing this live stream from your phone, then it might be a little hard. Let me know, guys, because we only had one answer, and let me know if you're having problems or what's going on. Okay, meanwhile, we have a question. Can you take my organic chemistry exams for me? No, thank you. I actually never took organic chemistry, but I've heard it's really tough. Alexa, yo no puedo contestar. What? Yeah, something went wrong. I'm sorry, guys. Let's try this again with another question. If not, we'll have to cancel the Kahoot. Okay, we had Santiago. Is Santiago? Santiago was the only one who answered. Let's see if you can answer this question. If not, we can just end it. Okay, we have one answer. Okay, we have 2 answers. Okay, if no one can get it this time, don't worry. Like, we're gonna cancel it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, okay. Let me see.
Can you extend the time limit?
I don't think I can. I mean, not at least now, because...
Well, let's talk about why was fetal design an option?
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Like, we're just gonna end the Kahoot because it didn't work. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sad. But yeah, if you guys saw, what's it called? I put fetal design as one of the question was, which one of these are not branches of BME? Because one time someone actually asked me if in BME we design babies. And I was like, no. So that's why I put like fetal design as a branch that is not a BME branch. But yeah, thank you all for understanding. Thank you, Max, for understanding. And again, I'm sorry. We'll have to figure that one out. But maybe to compensate, we should have an Among Us game night tonight. So let us know if you'd be interested. Okay. So do we have any more questions, guys? Do you have any more questions, please let me know. Scrolling and seeing if we had any more questions. Sad asked if I know what school Ragul is from. I actually don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, Alexa. Sorry, Gerardo. That was lame. I'm sorry. We tried though, but I think the problem is that you guys have to see the game in the screen of our live stream. But then you have to exit to play the game. So I think it would work very nice if you were watching the live stream on your computer, but because you're probably not, because you're probably just from your phone, then yeah, we had to figure out a way to do that. This is so sad. I'm sorry, Gerardo. But again, if you're interested in Among Us, we should do it tonight. Arturo Hernandez said, "Hi there. Third year biomedical engineering major here. How can I keep pushing myself to keep up?" That's a good question. I mean, I would say you're already third year. Like, you're almost there. Just, it's fatal not to go through something that you already started. Right, Adrian? Right. So, yeah, like, you're already here. You're already made it this far. So just keep going. And biomedical engineering is a beautiful field because you use all these cool knowledge to really impact the lives of people out there. One time I heard someone say that, when you're a doctor, you can help one patient at a time. But when you're a biomedical engineer, your work in one device can impact millions of lives. And through your life as a biomedical engineer, you're going to work on many devices and companies and projects. So, just think that your work at the end of the day is going to save at least one life out there. So I think that's really cool to think about. And if not, just think that, it's just like prove yourself that you can finish this career that's so demanding, so much commitment is required. So, just use it as a motivation to, yeah, I can do this, then I can do anything else. And yeah, I hope that helps. So YouTube has a couple second lag, I think. Oh, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think
I think it would work better through Zoom.
It would work better through Zoom. Yeah, actually, that's a good point, because I thought of having a Kahoot, because yesterday I joined a webinar on Zoom with J&J from Mexico, and they had a Kahoot game. So that was really fun, and that's why I wanted to try it. But it was a Zoom meeting, so I think we should definitely try it on a Zoom meeting. If you guys would be interested in having a Zoom meeting rather than a live stream, so that we can all have a conversation, that would be really cool. Let me know if you'd be interested. Arturo, I'm glad it helped. We're here to help. And I know it was definitely very, it can be a little discouraging sometimes, to start failing tests or things like that. I think one thing that would discourage me or make me feel sad during my BME degree was just having all this homework and all these tests, and always being busy, honestly. Like, I just wanted to have fun and relax, but I always had to work, and not only school, but also in like my internship and things like that. So it does take a lot of time and commitment from you, but it's going to be worth it in the end. Sophia said, "Is it easy to get a job?" It's not easy. I don't know if you can really major in anything that you can graduate and say that it's easy to get a job. I think any major is going to have its like not obstacles, but like you're gonna have to work for it, But I know that one thing that you can do to almost guarantee that you have a job is do an internship. Like internships. Like you have to do internships if you want a job, get an internship. That's not to say that if you don't have a job, you won't. I mean, I let's rewind. I don't mean to say that if you don't have an internship, you won't find a job, because that's not true either. But I know internships are definitely not only good for, like standing out, but also because a lot of these internships can actually transition into full-time jobs. So is it easy to get a job? No. Are there jobs available? Yes. Do people have trouble sometimes finding jobs? Yes, especially in the middle of a pandemic. But if you do your work during your undergrad, you can definitely get a job right away. So yes, me fun. uh, Ephraim said, try Twitch streaming. Yeah, we should definitely try that. We actually have Twitch and we play Fortnite sometimes. But I guess could you use Kahoot through Twitch? I guess I'm not sure, but that's a good idea. Okay. And yeah, is Bme an interface between machine and biology? Yes, I would think so. Some of it is true, but honestly, a lot of things in biomedical engineering are not machine related. So some part of it is like maybe medical devices can be kind of machine and biology, but mostly just think of it as machine in a medical application. Not that you're actually going to incorporate biological components into your device, because you're not. It's still going to be an electromechanical device or a mechanical device, but you'll use it for medical applications. But the thing is that this is not all that you can do with Bme. You can also do research and work in a tissue engineering lab or do imaging and things like that. So that's a good way to see it, and I think it's a good step to understanding, but there's definitely way more to biomedical engineering. Max asked, can a mechanical engineer become a BME? If yes, how long will it take? Again, with this question, I just want to remind everyone that, okay, you can become a literal biomedical engineer if you do maybe a master's in BME. So for example, you could do mechanical engineering and then do a master's in biomedical engineering, then you would become a biomedical engineer. But as a mechanical engineer, could you get a position labeled biomedical engineer? I don't think so, because honestly, most companies take in mechanical engineers anyway. So they're reserving those biomedical engineers positions for biomedical engineers. But if you're asking if with a mechanical engineering degree you can get a job that a biomedical engineer could, yes, you don't need a biomedical engineering degree to go to a medical device company or to go to, like the healthcare or healthcare tech company. Like you don't need that medical background to work in a medical device company, especially if it's a big one, because they'll have all sorts of positions. Like they'll have mechanicals, electricals, they'll have people in chemistry and biology and molecular biology and things like that. Again, companies are, think of it like a world of, or like a soup of like all sorts of different kinds of people. So that company is made up of people from different backgrounds, because you can't only have mechanical engineers, you can't only have electricals, you can't just have biomedicals. You need all those backgrounds joining forces in the medical device industry. So yeah, you can definitely do mechanical engineering and do medical applications. For example, our friend Gerardo here is a mechanical engineer, and he was in the lab, in a prosthetics lab. So, he's using his mechanical engineering knowledge in a medical application. And like that, there's a lot of people, one of the interns on my company was actually also a mechanical engineer, and she was working with me. We were doing the same thing. So, yeah. But she did want to pursue a master's in mechanical engineering with a concentration in some sort of biomedical application. So yeah, I guess to answer your question, how long will it take? It really depends on what you mean by becoming a biomedical engineer. If you want to have a biomedical engineer title, then you do need like a master's in BME. If you're thinking of doing a mechanical bachelor's, but you don't need a biomedical engineering degree to work in a medical application. I know that's a little confusing. It may sound a little confusing, but let me know if that
We'll make a video on it.
answered your question. Yeah, we'll definitely have to make a video on that because I know we get this question a lot, and we should probably start taking note of the questions that we get a lot, because I feel like a lot of these questions we get every single live stream. And I mean, it's good because we're here to help you guys and answer your questions, but it should also be really good for those people that are just searching on YouTube, to find the answer right away. Well, let us know if you have any more questions. If not, we'll probably be ending this chat soon. Max said, thank you very much for the response. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining. I'm glad it could help. I'm always so afraid that my answers won't make sense. Yeah, because I don't know. Sometimes, especially because I have headphones on, I honestly can't hear anything almost because they're muffled. Like they muffle my voice, and I just think oh my gosh, I hope I am saying the right words because I don't even know really how I sound. But but yeah, I hope that helped, and I hope all the answers helped. Again, if you guys have any questions, or if you want help in anything more specific, you can email us at the email provided. And I know, for example, Andrew asked if we could speak at his high school. So definitely let us know if that's something that you want to talk about. You can email us. Obviously, email us just for more, I don't want to say important things, but you can also just reach out to us on Instagram. But if you have more in-depth projects or things like that you want to talk to us about, definitely email us. But yeah, thank you all for thanking me. It really means, I think, more to me that you guys are here joining us. We're happy to help, and I guess this is it for this live Among Us night. I'll definitely, even if it's just 3 of us, I'll be sending a code on Instagram. I don't know how to choose an imposter. Can you even choose? Because I've never ever been the imposter in Among Us, so it's kind of sad because I've always wanted to. Okay, Andrew said he will email us. We'll be waiting for your email. But okay, guys, for now, I think this is it, and we'll definitely say bye. If you guys don't follow us on Instagram already, make sure to follow us at the Bme Live, because that's where we announce that we will be having these impromptu lives. But we will try to do them every Friday, hopefully around the same time. But yeah, thank you all guys for being here, and we hope to see you next time.
We love you.
Yeah, we love you all, and